What is going on, my fellow Bitcoiners? Welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto episode. What is this? Episode 44. I'm King, and of course, Bitcoin Zays on the East Coast, and this is the show where we bridge crypto and the community. Tonio, what's going on today? How you doing? Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, all. Hope everybody's having a great week. It's been a good week in Bitcoin. Definitely, historic week. A lot of things have happened. What's going on, Bitcoin Vegan, Crypto Jack, Jamal J, everybody in the house right now. That's what I'm talking about. It's been a great week, people. Another, like I said, another monumental week in Bitcoin history. Going into the weekend, see a lot of stuff that's going on. Hey, Ariel, how you doing? Not too much news today, which is a good thing. Some of the stuff is finally settled down. I'm already seeing new FUD for the next wave of attacks on Bitcoin. I saw an article today, I think it was like on, was it CoinDesk or something? About quantum computing taking over Bitcoin goals. Hey, appreciate Crypto Q. Yeah, happy Veterans Day to everybody there who's a vet. Marine Corps birthday, hoorah. Happy birthday to the Marines, and thank you for all that you do. But yeah, I'm already seeing new Bitcoin FUD coming out. An article was published about quantum computing and how maybe one day in 10 years, the quantum computing will be able to crack your private keys. Of course, they're not mentioning that it's not like the technology in Bitcoin is going to improve in the next 10 years. It's just going to be one side. But whatever, there's already new Bitcoin FUD out there. The attack continues. I wrote as a comment on the article, 2017 will always be the year we remember as, exactly, smart cash. There you go, decentralized. 2017 will always be the year remembered of all the attacks on Bitcoin. So it's pretty funny as well to me. Let's see. What is going on, though? Oh, thanks, Tony. You said you saw the picture. Cool, cool. Hold on one second, folks. All right. All right. So, for the free Bitcoin last time, we had, let's see, the prediction, Elise Anon won the free Bitcoin. Their prediction was 68.47. That's $3 less than the 68.50 another user had. I think the P-Man put it, but when I checked the price of Bitcoin this morning, it was about 68.10, and it dropped down to 67.97. I think is now a little bit lower in the 6,700 range. But at the time I looked at it, Ellie's Anon won at 6,847. Remember, I asked what would be the lowest Bitcoin price would drop to on Friday, and they predicted within like $30 this morning at the time I watched it. So we'll make sure we get that free Bitcoin over to you as well. Now to the news, people. We have another, you said, wow, got cheated. Hey, listen, $3. Now to some, the dinosaur of the day. We got to do a new one today. Dinosaur of the day goes to the Citigroup CEO, Michael Corbat. Michael Corbat is a dinosaur of the day because he predicted that state-sponsored digital currencies will arise from the threat posed by Bitcoin. He basically said that he won't call it a cryptocurrency, but he said there will be state-sponsored digital currency. What's funny is we already have a state-sponsored digital currency. It's Fiat. It's just, when you use your bank accounts and everything online, that is digital currency technically. It's just, it's online. But he's the dinosaur of the day because the bankers, they still don't get it, people. It's hysterical to me at this point now that they really don't get what they're up against, and they're really trying to fight it with everything they have. Of course, it's now a Citigroup CEO with these state-sponsored cryptos or digital currencies, as he called it. According to him, his company is already developing its own digital currency called Litecoin. You'll be able to use Litecoin one day, people. And guess what Litecoin does? It does everything Bitcoin already does, except it's centralized, and they own it. So you're in luck. You won't have to use Bitcoin. You won't be in control of your own private keys. You'll get to use someone else's. All right, I'm getting a poor connection. Let me turn off this Wi-Fi on my computer. Boom. All right. They have this brilliant idea that they can do it themselves. Again, we've been seeing this. Companies are trying to take it over. Here at Citicoin, I know. Listen, it is. Here's a short story. I got flagged by another one of my banks, people. It happens. I called a Bitcoin Zay. I was like, hey, we have to get away from these banks in its entirety. Finally, but my bank flagged me about 2 days ago. They gave me a call and they're asking about some of the transactions I have going to and from. What's going on in Lightning Source? Some of the transactions I had going to and from one of the exchanges. They were asking, is my personal money? You know, they're asking me in-depth personal questions or whatever. You know, I answered their questions, but when I got done, you know, I corrected them because first they were telling me, you know, I said, what made you all call me and ask me these questions? They're like, well, we just want to make sure, you know, people accounts have been getting hacked. You know, I correct them. I said, bank accounts have, unless you're telling me something I don't know, bank accounts haven't been getting hacked. Exchange accounts have been getting hacked. And that has, you know, that has nothing to do with you all. So again, why are you asking me the question? So anyway, they kept trying to give me some FUD about Bitcoin, not knowing that I already know the answers to it. So I'm correcting them. And I ended the call with basically telling them that, you know, I was like, this is why people are getting away from banks. The fact that you called me and you're telling me what you're seeing, that you're monitoring my account. They even ended the conversation with like, well, we're gonna annotate your account. We're gonna flag the account, which basically means I'm not using this account anymore, people. You know, I called up Bitcoin and I was like, hey, gotta get some different accounts, man. It's all right. We got another one we about to lose. But the point, and I tried to explain it. So I was like, the point you all are calling me and now you flag my account, you're monitoring my account. This is why people are buying Bitcoin. Like, what you're calling me about me buying Bitcoin, except you're like in my business. I was like, they just don't get it. So CEO Michael Corbett, you are the new Stegosaurus. You're on our wall of dinosaurs of the day. And you know, at this point, like I said, it is hilarious. They really do not get it, people. They don't get how far away they are. Exactly, we need Bitcoin more than ever. And you know what? For people, you know, all these articles are coming out saying that, you know, millennials now than ever are all about cryptocurrencies. They don't want stock market. They don't want banks. Well, no, duh. Like, I can't even believe that's a newsworthy article. It's not just millennials who will want to use the old system. I don't get it, but people do. You know, I talked to a gold dealer the other day, and I also talked to Larry, the cable guy, my internet guy who was coming over. But both of them are anti-Bitcoin, anti-crypto. They both were like, nope, I want something I can touch, I can hold. The gold guy was like, he likes gold. My internet guy told me he invests in gold, silver, and copper, or just straight fiat currency. He stays away from Bitcoin. So there are people who still don't believe, but you know what? As we always say, more for us. And with Bitcoin, let's, you know, in Citigroup, of course, Citicoin sounds like a scam, right? With the Citicoin scam, let's talk about another scam coin. He said he wants physical money. Yeah, he said copper, I know. Bitcoin Gold is back, people. Who would have thought? Bitcoin Gold has set a date for this Sunday to do their crypto release. But here's the interesting thing about Bitcoin Gold. The team behind Bitcoin Gold has been mining blocks in isolation since the new network was formally created last month, with a certain number of coins set aside to support development. Here's the funny thing about that, people. If you don't know what all that means, it basically means that Bitcoin Gold has been pre-mined. For those who are new to the space, pre-mined coins are the worst. That means we don't know how many are in circulation. We don't know how many the team who created it already owns, which means you can buy into it and they can sell it immediately. And they will make all the money and you would be stuck holding a coin that no one wants. So again, you know, some of the commenters are just basically saying that Bitcoin Gold is just a scam for the newbies because they're going to come in, they're not going to know it. But yeah, Bitcoin Gold's pre-mined. They're releasing Sunday after they got off. They were supposed to release it November 1st. Of course, it came under the DDoS attacks and some other things, but they're set to try to do this again. I don't know. It's a reason why it's not a big news story, people. But I'm sure there will be people who buy it. I'm sure the price will go up. I'm sure there will be the institutional investors behind it who already have put their money into it. We're going to try to prop the price up. So expect that price is, you know, it'll probably be a few $100. It'll probably remain steady for a while. But we'll see what happens with Bitcoin Gold for anybody who's trying to buy it. SegWit2x 51% attack. That's what people are saying. They're saying it was, I think SegWit2x, not necessarily 51%. It kind of was, but it was more about just the consensus on it. It was, you know, keeping it decentralized. So it would have set a precedent. If SegWit2x would have happened, it would have set the precedent that it's okay for people to get in a room and change the whole network, which wasn't okay, of course. Bitcoin Cash. Actually, I think Roger Ver was out here in LA yesterday speaking. I was planning to go out there to meet him, but some things came up. And I mean, honestly, you know, I'm not a huge fan of everything he's doing, so there'll be another day. Funny news though, for those who didn't see the Kiser report, is out online right now. The new one. I'll try to find a link to it. Yeah, it would have been a good video, but. The Kiser report was funny. Just the first, all you gotta do is watch the first 1 or 2 minutes of it. It's 25 minutes long. The first minute or two is pretty funny. because Max Kiser came out and called the Saudi Prince Al-Walid bin Talal. He called him the poster boy for Bitcoin because, you know, as we know, Prince Ali, he got $33 billion confiscated when the king went ahead and arrested all these famous princes and businessmen, you know, for corruption, even though people think it's a way for him to reconsolidate all the money and power in the country. But Prince Al-Walid bin Talal got $33 billion confiscated from him. He's also known from us, you know, as a dinosaur of the day because he was speaking against Bitcoin. Well, Max Kiser, in a somewhat laughing rage, he came out and said, and I quote, he said and he's talking about Prince Al-Walid bin Talal. He said he dissed Bitcoin, now he had all his wealth confiscated. And he's sleeping on an Airbnb in some Ritz hotel in the middle of Riyadh. And he just started laughing after he said it, but he's right. I mean, this is a guy who, you know, he's talking smack about Bitcoin. He didn't believe in it, whatever. And then he gets $33 billion confiscated by the government. Wish you had some of that in Bitcoin now, don't you? Because they can't confiscate $33 billion of Bitcoin. They can't confiscate $1 of Bitcoin unless you give it to them. So I also found that funny, not just, you know, the headline, but the way Max Kiser explained it. He was like trying his hardest not to laugh as he was saying it. But, you know, this is the reason why they're dinosaurs, people. They don't believe in Bitcoin. They don't believe in the math and the technology behind it. But on the other hand, they're getting $33 billion confiscated by the government and living in an Airbnb in the Ritz Hotel. So if that's not a use case in the poster boy, as Max Kiser said, I don't know what would be. But that was pretty fun to me. He said he was stuttering. He could not denounce Bitcoin enough. The prince was, I know he was. But hey, he's a new poster boy for it, I guess. Hey, thanks, P, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's a little different. It's not as, I don't have all the modern appliances, but it's in a better location. I like the location, so it's good. Oh, another big one. Now, this is a scam one that came out of Canada. It's only affected 40 people, but I think it affected them for almost $300,000. What's going on, Marcel? Doing great over here. But Canada's York Regional Police have warned citizens against a Bitcoin tax scam after fraudsters victimized more than 40 residents in the area. The perpetrators claim to be employees of the Canada Revenue Agency, and they allegedly issued threats of possible arrest for unpaid taxes if the victims failed to send funds through Bitcoin automatic teller machines, Bitcoin ATMs. First of all, people, so the reason I want to highlight this, like I said, only affected 40 people in Canada. However, it was for like almost $300,000. But it's two things important. First of all, no government agency is going to ask you for money through an ATM, okay? So if somebody's asking you for your Bitcoin through ATM, automatic scam. And second thing is, you know, I want to alert people about this because I can actually see this scam proliferating come next year. 2018, February, March, I can see an organized crime group or even an unorganized bunch of whatever, you know, a group of 3 or 4 people getting on the phone and calling people. I mean, it's online, finding some of the people who, you know, on Twitter who talk about Bitcoin, find their phone number and giving them a call saying, hey, if you don't send a check or send Bitcoin of X amount of money, then you're going to be arrested for tax scams. I can see that happening next year as a big scam. So there's 2 ways around it. You know, of course, you could just call, you know, go online, call the governmental offices themselves and try to check it yourself. And then there's a second way, which I'm not advocating, but I'm just throwing it out there. The second way is you don't pay the taxes. I mean, it is theft. They didn't even consider crypto to be real, but now they're trying to tax you on it, so it's theft. And one of the ways we can fight theft as a community is just to not give in to it. But again, that's to each his own. But that is an option. But yeah, so be careful next year around this time. I'm telling you, these tax scams are going to proliferate. Why not? I mean, just looking at it, you know, the best way not to be scammed is to look at ways to scam, like, you know, figure out ways you're vulnerable. And this is definitely a vulnerability. I mean, half the people in the community will be shook if they got a phone call saying, if you don't send Bitcoin by this date, we're going to come arrest you because we know you trade in it. People will go crazy. So that is, I mean, honestly, not in a good way, but that's a good scam. Like, that's a good one to try. But like I said, they've already tried it on a small scale in Canada. We know about it now. So next year, if you get that phone call or usually it's an email, we know that. If you get that phishing email that says, click here to pay your taxes right now for Bitcoin, be on alert, people. That's going to be a scam. And not only that, you remember, we're fighting a good fight for decentralization right now, as well as, you know, overt government control and keeping government private. Government should be public, private citizens should be private. So again, it's up to you if you even decide to go that route. And the biggest story to me, you said can't get me when I wipe my taxes and your exchange histories. Oh my God. Well, hey, I'll tell you what, people. I actually had all my money on the Segwit 2X thing on the futures. Lost it all on that. So it's not going to be a lot to report anyway for me. I mean, I'm just tough times right now. Best story I saw, though, I mean, granted, he's invested in it, full disclosure, but billionaire investor Tim Draper, you might know him from, what did he do? He did Skype. He's in Tesla. Of course, he tried to do Teslas and all this other stuff. But billionaire investor Tim Draper is now predicting that in 5 years, Fiat will be so obsolete, it will be laughable. There we go, P man. All my money's in Bitcoin Gold right now on Sunday. I'm about to buy into it. But he's saying in 5 years, Fiat will be so obsolete, it will be laughable. I agree. I mean, it's honestly getting, he said, oh, you know, I'm not going to give tax advice on it. I think it's a website. We'll find it for you. It's like bitcointax.com, but you can see it all there. Yeah. But anyway, I agree with billionaire Tim Draper. Like, there's no point for fiat right now. You know, another problem I'm having with banking or whatever, you know, transferring to and from exchanges or whatever, is just that it's tough. I mean, if just to get your money off the exchange into your bank account, unless you do a same-day wire, which if you do more than 2 wires in 1 month, it raises a red flag, which is why I got the phone call. But in general, if you don't do a wire, it's going to take anywhere from 3 to 5 days. If you do a wire, you only allow 2 before they start calling you. But in general, to transfer money from, even if you don't use an exchange, let's say I use multiple banks. If I try to change my money from one of my own bank accounts to another of my own bank account at a different bank, it's going to take me like 3 to 5 days plus like a huge fee. That is ridiculous. It makes no sense when we have the technology to do it immediately. Like, I really don't get that at all. Like, and that's one, again, when you talk about the white paper and the technology behind it, I always ask people, have you read the white paper? Do you understand technology? Like, the tech is here to send your money where you want it to go. You know what? Even the network's congested. So what? It'll take 2 hours. You can still send your money anywhere in the world in an hour or two, people. With the low fee versus the banking system that might take a week to get your money to your own account at a different bank. That is ridiculous. They're telling me, well, it has to go through a clearinghouse here with the Fed, then it has to do this. I'm just like, why? Like, why does it? There's no point. So again, I do think fiat will be obsolete and it will be laughable in the next 5 years. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think it might turn to a point where only poorer societies use cash, you know, because I mean, crypto, it is becoming expensive. You do definitely need to have some type of hardware and stuff for it, you know, cell phone or laptop, which everyone does not have. But I mean, fiat and the systems we're using now, I mean, my apartment complex, they're still old school. They want me to write them a check every month. I was laughing when they told me. I was like, are you serious? They're like, yeah, they only take checks, people. Right now, this place only takes checks. I was like, I haven't seen a check like in the last 10 years, but I have to go get some now. But it's just to the point, people are still using these systems. Like, these systems are, and so, you know, positive about this is a lot of people always say they think they're getting a Bitcoin late right now because, you know, it's at 7,000, 7,500, whatever. It's like, no, we are still like so early to the game, people. Said Gilder did the same thing, limited access to Bitcoin, hate banks. Yeah, oh, I can't, oh. And see, they don't even see that coming. They don't even understand decentralized exchanges are coming. Like, and that's the biggest thing. They don't understand decentralized exchanges are coming. The peer-to-peer, the satellites are going up in the sky. We're going to be able to use our cell phones and text people money in no time without a third party. And once all this is here, I mean, it's literally, like I said, the war is already over. Right now, we're just waiting for the tech to be usable. But the war is over, people. But yeah, like I said, it's just crazy to me. You're still ahead of the game. You just have to laugh at it right now. It is so frustrating using banks and now, you know, paying with checks. But if people want to use the old system, I will gladly give away all of my fiat because I'm not trying to give away my Bitcoin. Let's see. Other than that, that's all we have, people. It's been a great week in Bitcoin history. Let's see what we have for the free Bitcoin for next week. Excuse me. Oh, here we go. Monday. So for Monday's free Bitcoin, here's another price question. Whoever can come closest to what the price of Bitcoin Gold will be on Monday. I will check the price. I usually check the prices when I'm about to go on. I usually check them around like 8 a.m. So at 8 a.m. Pacific time, I'll check the price. But whatever the price of Bitcoin Gold is on Monday, of course, put this in quotations in the comment section after the video. Make sure you put your public address. But the price, what you think the price of Bitcoin Gold would be? This should be a good one because who knows? It says zero. Hey, all the money's flooding into Bitcoin Cash right now. We'll see. You can guess all the way up until listen, you know what? You can guess until Saturday night. After Saturday night, Sunday morning, I can't do them, but we'll do Saturday night. We've been Kirby Debrief. Go home and enjoy it. Exactly. Go home and enjoy your weekends, people. It's been great. Glad you all came. Thanks for the support. You know you can follow us at Kirby Crypto. We'll probably be sending out some random tweets. I know Bitcoin Zay is always tweeting nonstop crypto, so make sure you follow him and follow our channel. We'll do the same. Thank you for watching. You all have a great weekend and happy trading, people.